Hello, and again, welcome to Bit Depth. I'm Santiago Ramones. Across from me is...
Hi, my name is Mylo Sonder with Circle Lotus Media.
Yeah, welcome back, because I've had you on already. And
technically, you had me on twice.
Oh, I guess we did, yeah. But now we have more stuff, more cool things going on.
So much stuff.
Yeah.
So much.
Because COVID allows us to be stuck indoors and do the things that we've been meaning to do anyways.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, it's like, while there is a lot, and I mean a lot of downsides to this stuff, the one good side is that all of us musicians can actually work on the stuff we've been talking about for years.
Yeah, exactly. So in my case, I have an album coming out soon, or at least by the time that you're hearing this, it's already out. Yay, go listen to Bloom. But for your case, I guess let's start with, what is Circle Lotus Media? So
Circle Lotus Media is basically a company that I've been kind of working and brainstorming for the past 3 years. It's essentially a platform to help local and underground artists kind of find their voice online. Because, I've been in the music scene for, getting closer to 10 years now. And, started really playing like 2014, 15, and you could definitely see that there's a huge difference between like people who want to go find their music at bars and live and stuff, and then you have it's gradually progressed that now people just kind of want to find music like online with doing stuff like Audio Tree or Spotify, Discover Weeklies, or anything that they don't need to go and find new music. And they don't need to go see them live. They can watch a video, or if they really like the band, they'll go to like a concert. But those, you're not gaining any new fans. You're just like having you already have those fans, and they're already going to be going to your concert. So we're trying to find a way to at least start to build that. Start to build like an online community around that aspect of like, right now it's online. Like, even before like COVID, it was just, your whole life is, wrapped around what you find on the internet.
Right.
In some form or fashion. But yeah, and so I've had this plan for legitimately 3 years, and it has been pretty much the same plan that it's like has now. Yeah. It's been a little bit more refined, and I actually have a team now and everything, but it's pretty much like as soon as COVID hit, it was like, well, I guess now is the time.
Yeah, exactly.
It's like, well, I gotta do something. And so,
something I really like about it is that, one, I'm not really one for playing bars. I'm not really one for like, I think the whole genre of like alternative rock or like bedroom pop or like those sorts of things are kind of difficult to do in bars or in these sort of big venues. And so I like the fact that Circle Lotus allows these sort of more intimate experiences to happen in a format that feels right for the genres. That's kind of another thing.
It wasn't really kind of what the intention was, but it's a nice little added bonus to it. Is the fact that like my mom can see me play like music now. She never wants to go to a smoky bar, and the few times she's ever seen me play have been at like festivals where honestly not the best sound, not the best energy. It's not what like it's not where I would want to have to watch someone for the first time. Obviously there's different stuff going on, but like the fact that I can send a link to my mom, my grandma, my grandpa,
right,
like, and all over the place, and they can see me playing my music and they can interact with me, can talk with me, you know, they can also send me money, which like is the thing is like, you can't really do that with like just bars. Like you have the tip jar, but you know, the model of how venues kind of work, it can be, you know, it can be really cool. Oh, Buster, don't be doing that. But for all you audio listeners, my dog is having a blast, just wagging his tail and just chilling out with Santiago over there.
Sign of a happy dog.
Oh yeah. but yeah. So and like pretty much, I wanted to cut out, or I wanted to make the middleman a little bit more cut and dry. Yeah. You know, where I don't need to talk to a venue owner to like get a guarantee to you know, to play a couple songs or do a door deal or, you know, do all these other stuff that like, you know, obviously a bar has to do because that's kind of the structure that has been like, you know, laid. And there's nothing inherently wrong with that. Mm-hmm. People who do it, you know, there's definitely some fishy people out there, but most of the time it's, you know, very kind of cut and dry. And as long as you discuss your stuff up front, it's usually fine. Yeah. But there's like, there could be so much more to it, and or it can be so much easier to get from, you know, this person wants to see me, and instead of them having to drive, go someplace, I just send them a link. Yeah, exactly. I can text them a link on my phone, and then they're there. Right. And so like that's the really added bonus about all this stuff.
Right. It's like whenever you put the venue or bar thing in front of it, it's like, how likely is a friend gonna take time out of their Friday, Saturday night to like maybe drive to Norman or drive like out of town, whatever, or just even if it's like down the street, it's just like, well, I might just stay home and watch Netflix. Yeah. But whenever you put it online, it's like, look, you don't have to leave. You don't even have to get dressed. Yeah. You can just sit at home and enjoy the music.
That's another just like really cool thing is the fact that we can start shows earlier. Mm. A lot of bars won't start until, you know, after 10. Yeah. And there's also a lot of times that, you know, that they want bands to come in on Wednesday, Thursday. Mm. People have jobs that they need to go in the morning. Yeah. And so it's like, you're never going to really fill a room until you've already had that audience that's willing to go out and do that stuff for you. Mm. You can't expect people who don't know you or, right. You know, or even who knows you, but like knows you as a friend. They don't know you as like a musician, mm-hmm. quote unquote. Like there's just a different dynamic, and it's a lot harder nowadays to get those fans more than just like asking friends to come hang out with you at a bar and you're just going to play music for them.
Right. So I guess what is Circle Lotus right now as like your streams and that sort of online experience, and what do you want it to become?
So I've been working on this for years, and I have big plans. Like it's kind of where I'll go like kind of give you a little insight to kind of like my brain in how I kind of wanted Circle Lotus to kind of essentially be. Was when I was starting out, I was looking for a logo. Mm. I knew I wanted it to be something that meant something. And I settled on the name Circle Lotus Media, which the idea is that a circle is, you know, it's ever connecting. Everything kind of happens together, you know, fans, bands, venues, we all need to work together in order to, you know, build a good music community where we can all enjoy and, you know, enjoy music and you know, honestly, just like find your people. Mm-hmm. Like I can't tell you how many like friends I can tell you how many friends that I know that I've met through music, and like these people are some of my like best friends. Mm. And so it's like, well, everybody just needs to essentially just like everybody helps each other.
Yeah.
You know, bands bring the fans that go to the venue that pays the bands. Simplicity, but you know, that's kind of what I was going for. And then then I added the Lotus part because I wanted it to be a flower that starts at a seed and grows into something bigger. And that's kind of, so Circle Lotus. And also there's another really cool thing I didn't know until I went and started looking up more stuff about the Lotus flower. But the Lotus, whenever when it goes from day to night, the Lotus will close its like petals. And inside there'll be a whole lot of bugs who are basically taking refuge within the Lotus. And then whenever the sun comes out, then like it releases all of these bugs and they're able to go out, and they basically made it through the night safe. It's a haven. And that's kind of another thing I want to do, is like, we want to be a safe spot for, you know, musicians and artists of all kinds to come here and be like, okay, the people here actually want to do the thing that we're that we're promising. We're not trying to just get money out of you. Like that's kind of been a very focused part of our strategy, is that like we don't want to, you know, put the money first. Obviously we want to cover our bills, and, you know, eventually we want this to, you know, become, you know, even bigger than it can. But like, I'm not going to, you know, make, you know, Jack, whoever, you know, I'm already can't, you know, pay my bills. I need to focus on this stuff. I'm not going to put $300 into one song or for like a day of tracking. It's like, I don't want to be that person. And so we're trying to keep it pretty locally minded. Yeah. And I completely forgot what your actual question was.
Well, I guess a little thought on the logo. There is also the added bonus of that, since you are also an Avatar nerd,
very much
that connection to the White Lotus and this sort of like non-nation specific organization in Avatar, which is like connected.
And here's the thing is like, again, the Circle Lotus, it wasn't because of these other things that I thought, like the Avatar stuff. Like, dude, Avatar is my absolute favorite show. And so like the fact that it has a little bit of connection like to it, even unintended, it's still made, you know, this so much more fun to be like, you know, this is the company that I'm working for.
So with the foundation of like, the Circle, the Lotus, having a refuge for musicians, having an interconnected thing for musicians, where are we going?
So we're going. So our first thing that we did was we have a 24/7 local underground radio. It's we're actually trying to optimize it a little bit more than we already have. The idea is that you're supposed to put it on in the background, and has the name of the band, it has the song that you're listening to, and has their Instagram handle. And, you know, and it's basically just like, here's the information, here's the song, put it on the background, and just instead of listening to the same 4 songs you've heard on Spotify over and over again, it's like, why not, you know, find something else that like you might not listen to, because we have a whole combination of different artists and different genres, and like how we kind of have the playlist going and how we're trying to optimize in the future is that, you know, we're going to have it to where, you know, there are like specific tones and stuff that you want to, you know, I'm kind of like, you'll have like a little hour to like focus on. We have a lot of female, kind of like just singer songwriters who, like, they have really, really cool songs, and they're just like all right in a row. And, you know, just basically having like playlists stuff and seeing and finding things that you might not even realize, or noticing that like, oh, the bands that my friends are in are actually like really good. Yeah. Like that's the craziest thing is I've had to listen to, you know, all of these bands over and over and over again. And I have found that like, I don't really get tired of them.
Yeah.
Like the songs that we put onto the stream are like I have become some of my actual favorite songs.
Yeah.
Like just period. I want to shout out especially to there's a band called Television Villains. They're out of Bath, England.
Whoa.
It's our one out of country artist, and they have a song called Embers. This is one of the best songs I have ever heard. I'm not joking. I love this song so much. It's great. If you guys like stuff like Cliff Diver or like Bang Quad, you absolutely need to check out Television Villains. Like, and it's cool that like if you look at them, they're not huge. They're not even like a little bit huge.
Yeah.
But they have such good music, and you would never know it.
Yeah.
I would never know it unless I actually like had sit there and like edit kind of the video that we do to put on the stream, and I'm listening to it over and over again. And I'm like, this is just in my head. It's just a little worm, and I just love it, dude. But and so it's that was phase one. Phase two is we're out right now. We're doing the live concert, live streaming stuff. Phase three, I'm going to I keep it a little bit surprised, but we're doing more content. We're doing more kind of focused stuff on not just the live streams, but also, different artists and kind of putting them in just in seeing who they are outside of just their music, and also kind of like showing just a lot of stuff to that. But like the eventual goal, I want to say the eventual goal is I want to have our own actual venue with a studio. Basically, I want to turn what I've done in my house and I want to make it an actual venue. Yeah. And where we can stream, where we have live concerts. And honestly, I would love to add a music school on top of that. Yeah. Because I think that there's a lot of musical kids out there who, get a little bit of love for music, but they're not like, there's not really any place for, all age kids to go. That's the other thing is like, there's no, like playing in bars and stuff. It's like, you can invite your friend who's not 21 to like, or like your cousin or your nephew or whatever, and they it's just
no. And I mean, one time I was playing a gig and my drummer was younger than 21, and like I had to play that gig without a drummer because they didn't let him in the bar. And it's just like, sure, it's kind of our fault for not planning ahead, but like the fact that like, oh crap, this is something that we should have thought about. Yes, we learned our lesson with that, but like there needs to be more places for all ages people to come and enjoy music, because these are the people that are the most enthused about music. So
exactly. I mean, and here's the thing. This is just something specifically for Norman. Norman has two gigantic high schools. Ginormous high schools. They have a college that not everybody at that college is over 21. And there is nothing for them to do here. There is absolutely nothing, especially music wise. Like there's been a couple of like little like DIY like venues here and there, punk venues, which have been really cool, but they aren't sustainable. They cost way too much money to for them to like continue doing, and they don't get enough like money in order to make it happen. And so it's just I see this gigantic hole in the music industry. Yeah. Because everyone's focusing on this the popular stuff or the stuff you find on YouTube or whatever, but they're not focusing on the music that's right there in front of them.
Exactly.
And I just really want to show people how much you can actually get out of if you just kind of look a little bit.
Yeah. Going to kind of a broader thought, where do you want the music industry in general to be going?
That is a very, very broad question, because that's also like have to consider what I'm wanting out of the the industry, or like what I want for our company. And what I would love for live shows to come back in a way that is welcoming for, like I said, the fans, the bands, and the venues. Like I want there to be a way that it can be all inclusive, and you can actually like find, music and other stuff. And it's not just like, you need to be a part of a certain clique, or you need to have, this many friends, or whatever. It's just I want this to be just a more open environment, because right now I feel like, especially in the music industry, it's very cliquish, and it's been that way forever. Like let's be honest, it has been. But with the opening up of the internet, with the opening up of how like some of the most popular bands right now have kind of really succeeded, is that you see that there's not that anybody can really do it, as long as like you have a good song, or you have something that catches people's attention. Yeah. I mean, if you think about it, most of the number one hit songs right now have been through TikTok, of all things. Sure. And it's just like, most of the time those aren't just like big selling artists. They're not Drake. It's mostly just like SoundCloud rappers, or what would have been SoundCloud rappers, but they just make, they just put it on TikTok as a sound, and then suddenly everybody's jumped on that because there's some kind of like trend along with it. And so I see that there's that potential for there not to be that barrier, or those like cliques, that separation between, music fans and all of the other musicians that are out there. Yeah, definitely. You've been having these live streams. Who have you been super excited about? Who are you excited about having on in the future? And where is all of that going? Well, I will say that the one that I've been super excited about is actually the one that's kind of been playing right now. Is we had a stream last night with Isaac Stalling, or his also known as just Stalling if you're looking him up on Spotify or whatever. I've known this kid for a very long time. I've known him since he was, like high school, and we were playing at this church in McFarland. And you could tell that he was just a really, really, really good musician, but also he's just a really cool dude. And I appreciate him like so much more now. Because I kind of see that even though he is super, super talented, he has never like changed himself. Yeah. And so that's why I really appreciate him. And he's a phenomenal songwriter, and guitar player, and just, musician just in general. And so the fact that we also got to be his like debut, kind of like performance, and, we're starting to really get kind of like a rhythm down, and we're starting to kind of figure out the sound a little bit more, and how, and what, getting through all of, the little kinks and hiccups and stuff. Yeah. But that you can see that we're gradually improving from our first one that we did with Troy Allen to now with Isaac. And I'm really excited for, in 2 weeks we have my band coming on. Heck yeah. It's going to be us with Death by Knowledge. It's going to be huge kind of like, honestly, huge undertaking. But it's also Luke's birthday. So that's going to be fun. And hopefully, not making any promises, but hopefully we will also be debuting our music video during that stuff. So it's just going to be a whole big party. So I'm excited to try to get that. I'm nervous. I'm stressed out, but I am also just like, man, I'm ready to go. Yeah. No, I'm excited to see where all it's going. I love the spirit of everything. I love the aesthetic of all of it. So I really love just what Circle Lotus is right now and where it's going and what it's becoming. And I'm really excited to see what it is.
So
thanks, man.
with that, where can we find all of your things?
Literally, Circle Lotus Media on everything. Everything. If we don't have a page or don't have content on the page, we will at some point in the future. But we are everywhere. Just at Circle Lotus Media.
Yeah.
I think the only thing that is not that is our Twitter, which I believe is CLM official. But if you also type in Circle Lotus Media, you'll find us anyway. So
yeah. When are live streams usually?
So the consistent schedule has been every Friday at 7:30. I believe the next one is going to be Oddfellas, another full band live stream, and they will be on at 7:30 on Saturday, actually.
Okay, yeah.
So it'd be the 8th.
Yeah.
So, but pretty much 7:30 is kind of the time that we start.
Yeah.
Usually Friday, Saturday, whenever. But yeah.
Yeah. Well, I'm excited to see more, and I'm glad to kind of be a part of it by having you on and really helping more of the music industry in Oklahoma, but then wider, become more prominent and step into the future. Sweet.
I agree. Thanks, man.
So I'm Santiago Ramones.
I'm Mylo Sonder.
And I guess I'll do my plugs, I guess. You can find everything that I do on my website, santiagoramones.com. I make music. My album, Bloom, I guess by the time that this comes out, will be already out. It is streaming everywhere. It is an ambient album. I also make music with Power Cycle. We do experimental electronic music. Our first album, Too Many Damn Cables, is streaming everywhere. It is completely improvised. And then there's Bit Depth, which you can support by either buying my music or going to anchor.fm/Santiago Ramones. Leave comments, leave reviews, wherever you find and listen to podcasts. Check that out. And I always end the podcast with my 3 things. They shape my life philosophy. Those 3 things are: love never fails, it's going to be okay, I might be wrong.